everyone? I got a request on my YouTube for the meaning of a specific talisman that I told people not to copy, not to burn, or not to do at all unless you clear it with me first, and I can tell you exactly everything about the talisman and how it works. Reason being, it's a bad talisman. It's a black magic talisman, or sigil. Some people call it sigil, but this sigil, it's not a good one, and I don't recommend people to use this on other people. Okay, I would recommend you use it on like different businesses or organizations. Um, if you feel that you are compelled to use it on a person, then remember there are karmatic repercussions for it. That's why I use it on. I usually do my black magic. When I do black magic spells or curses, I usually do them on organizations or businesses, and if I do them on a specific person, I give them two options. You know, the option to use the right road or the bad road, because I believe in the saying, great evil produces great good. Great good produces great evil. And do unto others as you'll have them do unto you, and what goes around comes around, the whole karmic thing. So when I'm talking about this specific sigil, I need you to understand that just don't go willy-nilly and start using it on all your enemies, and starting some kind of spiritual war on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, whatever, because it might come back and bite you in the ass. Okay, so you really got to think this through, and you really got to make sure you know what you're doing. Now, with this, I will show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. You might have seen it, me drawing it on one of my videos. I'll give you a close-up. This is what the talisman looks like, or the sigil. This is the sigil, okay? And it's to conjure ghosts and demons, and to create great harm and disturbances for whatever business, corporation, I hate to say this, but person, if you feel that threatened by that a particular person, you know, and you use it, remember that it could come back to you. But so this sigil right here is very powerful, okay? Now, I'll get into the nitty-gritty of how to do it, and how to execute it, and what you need to do. Excuse my hands. If you see my hands, I suffer from a autoimmune disorder that causes problems with my hands. So if you see something unsightly, I'm sorry. It might disgust you, but my hands are messed up, all right? I have a disease. So this is, as you can see, I'll start from the very top and work your way down. Now this is to bring ghosts and demons unto a place, and destroy whoever's just short of death, basically. Now this can cause people to commit suicide or kill themselves, but all in all, it's going to just be short of death, all right? So you have to use it with a lot of caution and a lot of consideration, and how much damage you want to create in a person's life. I do not recommend anyone to use this because, like I said, the repercussions could be immense. If, someone out there was wasn't really having your bad intentions, but say you took offense to everything they said, even though they were just trying to give you constructive criticism or, help you out. You really got to use, your logic and reasoning when executing certain black magic rituals. Because there's a lot of kids out there that just throw around, curses and spells, and they're so young and they don't understand the repercussions of them. They think they do. I mean, what do you know at 20 years old? Not as much as someone that's 60, all right? Now, I'm 42, and I'm just coming into that age where I realize I don't know everything. I really don't, but what little I do know, has helped me throughout life. There's a lot of life experiences you have to go through, and just to assume that, well, I hate so and so because they said this to me, so I'm gonna write a nasty spell or curse on them because I didn't like what they said, and that's real bratty attitude. If I was to use this sigil, I would use it on an organization or a corporation or a business that is really bad, and I would anyone that was associated with would suffer from the repercussions of their actions in working in this. So just a little recap. I have my notes. I'm old, okay? I'm an old man. I'm going to be 43, so I can't remember everything. All right? Things just don't stick as well as they do before. But first, I'll give you a look at the sigil again while I read the notes on this. Okay. Okay, so here's the sigil. All right? It's a black magic sigil, and it's called to conjure up ghosts or demons to disturb or destroy your enemies. Okay, so if somebody's really mean to you and bad to you, and they're like really doing like nasty things to you, then yeah, maybe you can consider doing this. And I teach you how to do it in another video. Like I draw it out for you. So you kind of know how the strokes are. But all in all, this is what it does. First off, it must be burnt secretly in front of an enemy's house or office. So remember that. You have to burn it secretly in front of an enemy's house or office. Now, say if I went down and thought, I'm going to use this scenario. I really hate the Salina Police Department. I think they're just a bunch of corrupt officials that do nasty things and are terrible, okay? I can't go down there and burn this sigil in front of their office or business, because they would immediately run out there and arrest me and charge me with arson. So I have to take that into consideration. So that's what I have to consider when doing this, that I just can't take it down there and burn it in front of their office. So in this day and age, I think the best method would be to use something off the internet so that I'm protected from, because they have cameras everywhere, and so they're going to see me do this. And this sigil is going to curse everyone that is in there that works there. Okay, so they're really bad. So I think, they deserve this. So the people that work there who are corrupt themselves and nasty people, they're going to suffer the repercussions of their actions, and I make sure of that. Now, after the talisman is burned, there will be 5 ghosts and 5 demons will enter the house or office to create disturbances. So I burn this like off of in front of their website or something. So they're going to have all these ghosts and all these demons entering into their place of establishment and create great harm, great problems for everyone. This talisman is often used for people who have been wronged or bullied, and they just cannot seem to get away from the constant harassment and troubles that are created by this group or organization or this person. And the entities will be invisible, but they will continue to create disturbances and problems for that organization or that business all day and all night. So anyone that's within that organization or business who are affiliated with it will have constant problems. This sigil will also create problems for anyone who this organization that is affiliated with it. Their family members will also be haunted and disturbed and tormented by it. So this will not only be for that specific place, but it will follow them to their homes and create problems within their homes. And in essence, this is kind of like a revenge sigil. All right. Now, this sigil will, like I said, create much harm, but it won't. It will continue and be extended onward to those who are associated with anything dealing with that business or organization or person. Now, the next thing that I want to address is how this sigil is set up. Now, this is a quick diagram. Now, you see, this up here is considered the head of the sigil. Okay, this is the head of the sigil. This is just a quick diagram and understanding of it. Now, this within here is the body of the sigil. And this is the belly of the sigil. And these are the feet of the sigil. So if you can look here, you'll see that this is the head of the sigil. This is the body of the sigil right here. This is the belly. And right down here is the foot of the sigil. Okay, so this is how you draw a sigil. A sigil is meant to have different components in it. And it goes down even deeper. There are fire elements, earth elements, sky elements, star elements, and then a sword battle at the very end. So you see that I have this. Some of this is in Chinese and some of this is in just basic spirit writing. I'm not fluent in Chinese. Not all of it is in Chinese. Some of it is or kanji or hanja, but those are different variations of Chinese that are throughout different parts of Asia, because China had a lot of influence in other countries like Korea, Japan, Vietnam. China is quite a superpower in of itself. But basically what you're doing is you're invoking right here, you're invoking these 5 demons and ghosts to come and attack the person who is creating problems, or the organization or the corporation that is, or business that is creating problems. And it's, you know, down to here where it's trying to attempt to manifest these demons or these ghosts. Okay, that said, now you know what the sigil looks like. But then you have to get into the Bagua. Now, I'm not going to be really giving you a detailed information on the Bagua. Here's the Bagua, all right? You guys all seen this. A lot of people have seen the Bagua. It is common everywhere. Everyone's like, oh, it's the yin-yang symbol, but it's more than that. It's an occult symbol. It's esoteric occult. It's used in all kinds of occult stuff, so it's highly spiritual, you know. And so there's different elements to it, like this is fire, earth, metal, heaven, water, mountain, thunder, wind. So these are the elements that it creates, and then these are the other elements that it symbolizes, like fame, love, creativity, travel, career, wisdom, family, wealth. And then it deals with the directions of the world, you know, directions, south, you know. So, like, you know, everyone talks about the elements, the 4 elements, fire, you know, or whatever, earth, wind, or, you know, what I'm talking about. And then the 4 directions. Well, then we get into the Bagua and how it works, all right? And you're thinking, what am I going to do with the Bagua? Well, the Bagua is very important because it has a deep esoteric occult practice in everything that is done in black magic or Buddhism, or, I mean, basically it deals with the hexagrams. And the hexagrams are these, or the trigrams are these things, okay? Each trigram, if you line them up, like in various different methods, they'll create a hexagram. I think of, is it 68, 64, 64, yes, 68, 64. 64 hexagrams. And you have to understand the I Ching too. Now, I can't go into this because this could take hours and hours upon hours of explanation, because, you know, I can't condense, you know, 1,000 years of history into like 30 minutes, you know, for a YouTube video. I mean, you can do your research on your own. This is just a summation of the Talisman, and how I'm going to explain to you how to execute this thing. Okay, so we have the Bagua, all right? The Bagua. And the Bagua is a very important element in this, because it's always an important element, okay? So you got to think, okay, these 4 directions, these 4 hexagrams, the 5 elements, you know, our 5 elements are earth, fire, water, metal, earth, fire, water, metal, and we don't do air. God, I can't. Earth, fire, water, metal, and God, why am I drawing a blank on this? We don't use the air one. We don't use the air. God, let me check it. Let me check right quick. See, when you get old, oh yeah, earth, fire, water, and wood, okay? So those are our 5 elements. Let me show you. Okay, so in Chinese alchemy, we got earth, fire, water, wood, metal, okay? So with fire, you create metal. With metal, you create wood. And with earth, with fire, you create earth. With earth, you create metal. With metal, you create water. And with water, you create wood. And so with fire, fire breaks down, overcomes metal, and metal overcomes wood, and wood overcomes earth, and earth overcomes water. Okay? So you understand the basic alchemy of the 5 elements, all right? We don't have air in there. I guess air would be considered water in a way, or the heavens. But you see how this works. It generates this way, and it destroys this way. So it's basically the pentagram. We also use the pentagram, to consider our alchemy. All right, back to the Bagua. All right, so I'm sitting here wondering, okay, how does the Bagua work, okay? So we have a hand mudra for that. Surprise, surprise. Hand mudra. All right. So how does this hand mudra work, all right? So we look at this, and the hand mudra, now the hand mudra is like this. You will put your fingers like this being the creation of the storm, all right? And then you would go here to water, to earth, to thunder, to wind, to heavens, to lake, to mountains, and then to fire, okay? But this is earth. Remember, this in the middle is earth. So if you look at this diagram, it shows you that, just like the Bagua. Okay, so if I was to show you on the Bagua what we're doing this from water to earth to thunder to wind to heavens to metal, and then to mountain to fire. But in the middle is earth. Always remember, the middle is earth. That is where the yin yang symbol is, right in the middle, right there. You see that? So let's do this again. Water to earth, earth to thunder, thunder to wind, wind to earth, back into the middle of the Bagua, or the yin-yang symbol, and then heaven, earth to heaven, then heaven to metal, and then metal to mountain, and then mountain to fire. Okay? So you understand. Now, when I do this, we'll do this on here. All right? Water to fire, or water to earth, earth to thunder, thunder to wind, wind to earth, earth to heaven, heaven to metal, metal to mountain, and mountain to fire. Okay? So you got that? So this is how, have your hand mudra. This is to bring your chi through. So you're going to go ch, 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 ch. All right? So one more time. Ch, 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 ch. All right? Now, we understand how to do that. So now you understand a little bit about the Bagua, okay, and how to charge things. All right. So how does this relate to this? Okay. How does it relate to the talisman? What am I going to use this for? Well, you got to charge your talisman. All right. You got to charge your talisman. You got to put your intentions into the talisman. There's no mantra for this. Okay. So you make up your own mantra. There's no need to even say a mantra. What you're doing is you're putting your intentions into it. It's already written on here as to what you're trying to create. You know, you're trying to create a disturbance within a business organization or a certain person. So how are you going to execute this sigil? Okay, well, first you want to take your left hand, okay, because your left hand is going to have negative chi in it, all right? It's going to have negative chi. So you're going to bring it up to your heart, okay? Channel in your chi, bring it down, and then bring it over like this, underhand, and go bring it into the talisman, blow your chi into there, okay? So go heart, down, bring up, and all right, blow it into her. Bring it in, push your chi into there, okay? So keep doing that like 3 times. All right, we blew our talisman. Now, we channeled the chi in there. All right, and now we're going to do the mudra, the hand mudra, to charge it with the Bagua. All right, so, sorry, I blew my notes away. All right, so we're going to do water to earth, earth to thunder. Let's see if I'm getting this. Earth to thunder, thunder to wind, wind to earth, earth to to heavens, heavens to lake, lake to mountains, and mountains to fire. Okay? So we're going back to this, all right? We're going back to this. We're charging it, all right? We're charging the Bagua into it. So what you're doing is you're charging it back. You're charging the power of the Bagua, the elements, the 4 elements, or the 5 elements, and the hexagrams, and all the karma, and everything into it. So I've already charged it with my chi. So you're going ch 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 ch. All right, so you charged it. All right, so it's got all of this energy into it. Now you fold it. Okay, so I'm not going to go down to the Salina Police Department and do this. I'm going to look up their website. All right, so fold it on the outside like this. So here's the outside. Fold it on the outside. All right. Now you can do this in front of someone's business or house if you secretly do it. All right. If you secretly do it and you think you can get away with doing this, then do it. But if you're worried that you're going to get hit with an arson charge, forget about it. Just do something else, all right? So you're going to hold it like this, and you're going to light it from the bottom and let the flames burn up to the top. All right, so this is already charged. It's already got my intentions. It's just waiting to be burned at this point. All right, so usually you want to light it on a candle or something, but that's not always feasible. You can't carry around a fucking candle everywhere you go, you know. So what you want to do is you want to light it from the bottom and let it burn to the top. If you want something good, say I'll teach you how to do another sigil, then we're going to light it from the top to the bottom when I get my next sigil written or done. The next sigil is going to be a more interesting one, I think, but that's for a later time. But you want to light it and let it burn and then blow it out in the wind, all right? Take the ashes and blow it out to the wind. The reason why you're burning, because I always tell people, I'm like, why aren't you burning your sigils? Like, you know, why are you holding on to these things? Are you just going to throw them away in the garbage? It doesn't make sense to me, because you have to release that energy into the ether, okay? You got to push that energy into the spiritual plane, and burning does that. So I'm going to burn this in front of whatever business or corporation or person's house that I feel is necessary, or even certain people's web pages, and I'm going to let it burn. I'm going to take the ashes and I'm going to blow them out in the wind. So that's it. Voila. That's how it's done. It's real basic. I mean, it's not basic, but what I'm trying to do is I'm not going to go with the bells and whistles trying to entice you with all this stuff. I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty and teach you how things are done. So this, like I said, this is not something to play easily with. This is not kids play, okay? This is not toy. This is not a toy. This is something that is highly dangerous. I mean, you can cause someone's death. I mean, with this, just short of death, unless they commit suicide or they kill somebody and end up, you know, getting the electric chair, or they kill themselves. So basically, that's what you're attempting to do. You're creating such a disturbance, torture, and torment in their life that they feel that there is no other way but to possibly end themselves. And that's what the sigil's about. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to happen overnight, all right? You know, the spiritual plane works on a whole different timeline than we do. You know, this can be something that will happen in a year, maybe 2 years, culminate, you know, over a period of time. Maybe they'll just start gradually experiencing bad things that are going on, you know. So, I mean, just take into consideration, once you execute this, it's going to happen eventually. And when that happens, you know, you better feel that either your revenge at that moment in time was worth it, or if it wasn't, because you don't want it to come back to you. Like, say you go to a friend's, or no, someone that you don't like, all right? You say, oh, I hate that guy. I hate that guy on Facebook. He thinks he knows everything. He thinks he's so smart, you know. I just hate him, okay? And you get real nasty about it, and you talk shit about him behind your back. And you decide to execute this sigil on him, okay? And then one day, you know, you just happen to cross paths with that guy, and you're talking, and you're like, well, he's not that bad. He's kind of an interesting character, and we seem to click, even though I didn't think we did. Well, then that's going to be on you. That karmatic repercussion is going to come back on you, and you're going to have to figure out how to break that. You know, you're going to have to figure out, you're going to have to look up some stuff that says, you know, man, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that, you know? And this guy is going through all this shit that you created in this guy's life, and now it's on you. It's on you. So really consider how you're going, how or why or when you're going to use this. Because there has to be, like, I'm going to use this on a fucking corporation or a business or an organization that I think is awful. I just think they're purely awful, and I think they deserve it because, you know, they do bad things, you know. I don't do like I said, I don't do curses on spells on people unless it is for their own good, because I give them options. I give them options. I'm like, you know, you can take this road, which is going to lead you to a terrible life, or you can take this road and learn a lot of lessons and become a good person and see how you can touch people's lives and affect people's lives in a positive way. Always think in those terms when you cast a spell or a curse. And to not think like that, just to say, oh, I want you to die, I want you to... That's childish. That's childish. It doesn't benefit them, and it doesn't benefit you in any way, because that's going to come back on you. Because each curse or spell you cast on someone's going to do the same on you. I always say that to people who do love spells. I'm like, why are you doing a love spell? A love spell is the most stupidest thing to do. Never do it. Because say you have your eye on this hot chick or this hot guy, all right? But you can't stand Louis or Louisa over here because they're just not your thing, but they have the hots for you, okay? They're just like, you know, they're jacking off each night to pictures of you, you know? And so you cast a love spell on Ellen or Aaron over here, and they become obsessed with you. And after a while, you're just like, I can't really stand Ellen or Aaron anymore. They're too whatever. But at the same time, Louisa or Louis over here has cast a spell on you, and you're just like falling in love with them now. So, you know, there's like the karmatic repercussions of a love spell. You know, that's what I say. Love spells and curses, that's how they work. For each that you cast, another is casted on you. So remember that. Remember, always try to do it for the better good of the individual or situation. Try to give them the option of good and evil, you know, because from great good produces great evil, and from great evil produces great good. Remember that, okay? So, with this, this is for great good, and it's going to produce great evil eventually, and that great evil will produce great good. And so it's like a chain reaction. So always think about it in those terms. Just don't cast spells and curses willy-nilly, okay? Remember that. Remember, there's always a karmatic repercussion for each thing that you do. You have to be wise about these things. And if you're not wise, then you live, you learn. Okay, so Manji, everyone, and you have a good night. Bye.